Nole Knowledge, we back in here, baby. How y'all been, man? That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, man. I'm FSU Rob. You already know who I am. And I'm here to bring you another episode, the third installment in Nole Knowledge. Thank you for joining me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me. If you like the content I'm bringing you, please give me a like, follow me, and subscribe, right? Leave a comment. You know what I mean? Something, man. But it don't have to be a good comment. You could be an LSU fan. So of course you mad. I know why you mad. So, but just whatever you say, just say it with your chest. All right. Um. I want to let you guys know that every day is FSU Day. Okay. It's FSU Day for all you haters out there. See, I'm trying to clean up my act, man. Trying to clean up my act slowly but surely, man. We're gonna get these deals, we're gonna get these sponsorships, everything. Powerade, holla at your boy. Um, but I'm here to let you guys know that I'm committed for the long haul. All right. I'm gonna be bringing you guys these episodes by any means necessary. If I have to film them in my car, if I have to film them at the park, if I have to fly to the moon, I will be dropping a no knowledge episode every Friday during the season, no matter what. All right. So just buckle up and I got you guys. All right. Um, Now let's get into the episode. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be a quick one. All right. Again, y'all know who I am. I'm FSU Rob. All right. So what are we gonna talk about today? Come here. We are gonna talk about anybody who knows me knows I usually don't do this because it's so hard to gauge and there are some times where it could look like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But we're going to talk about recruiting, all right? And I know we've got KJ Bolden and Lester coming, and thank you guys, for committing to FSU. Um, if you're a corner, you're not going to FSU. What are you really doing? But anyway, current recruiting. The only recruit that matters right now is a kid out of mainland, Daytona Beach, mainland. Shout out to Daytona Beach, mainland. Vince Carter went there, played ball. But there's a kid named L.J. McCray. Now he is 6'6", 275, and let me tell you something: he is not fat. All right, this kid is all muscle. All right, this kid is it just some. There's a lot of meat on this kid. Pause. It's a big kid. Okay. Um, but yeah, LJ McCray, he's gonna be in town in Tallahassee this weekend for the Virginia Tech game, which is my personal favorite of the 3:30 game. I love the 3:30 games because noon is just a little bit too early to be getting drunk. All right, um, so you know, and while I love those primetime games, that's a little too late for me, right? But yeah, so we play Virginia Tech and LJ McCray will be in the house. Our best bet would be to take LJ McCray to dinner, offer his girlfriend a scholarship, anything we have to do to get this kid on campus, man. Kids are really is a force to be reckoned with. Do I think we're going to lose him to Georgia? It's possible. Now listen, this is going to be LJ's last visit, and he granted that to us because we were the first to offer him. We were so early on the LJ McCray train when he was 6'2", 230. You know what I mean? As he grew, obviously other teams jumped in, but he's going to give us our last shot. We need to roll out the red carpet for this guy. All right. Um, who's going to be our closer? Something to think about for closing these recruits. And the reason why I don't like talking recruits is because these young men are 16, 17 years old, and you're asking them to make a choice that's going to affect the rest of their lives. I mean, now it's a whole lot easier because if they don't like the choice, they don't like the coach, they don't like the scheme, they can dip. Hey, FSU, thanks, but I'm going to Ohio State. Or thanks, Ohio State, but I'm really not into the cold weather. I'm going to Miami. You know what I mean? Um, so That's my spiel on recruiting. That is the kid that I most want. But I've got my heart broken recruiting, so I kind of just backed off of it. And who cares about the number one class? Who cares about the? I mean, I care about the number one class. Don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things, man. The kids are gonna do what a kid is gonna do. What a kid is gonna do, which is you never know. Now Virginia Tech, we have a 94.7% win rating on this, and I tell you, if we play Virginia Tech the way we played a team from up north, Boston College, if we play like we played against them, we're gonna win, but it ain't gonna be pretty, and they're gonna drop us to 15th because we're not in the SEC, we're in the ACC, okay, and that matters. And I'll talk to you guys about that later. But I feel like we should blow the doors off a team that we're better than. This next stretch right here, we got Virginia Tech on tomorrow, Saturday. Then we play Syracuse. I think we should win both of those games easily. Come on, it's FSU. It's FSU Day. We're the number 5 team in the nation, and we have yet to play 4 quarters of football. So listen, that's our ceiling. Our floor might be, hey, we just might not have what it takes to put it together for 4 quarters. And I hate to say that, but I'm a real, you know what I mean? I'm a real person. You know what I'm saying? If we take the second half versus LSU, right, that team could beat anybody. But we haven't played that good since the second half in LSU. You get what I'm saying? So I think we should win this running away. I'm going to go with 45-14. We should put damn near 50 up on Vatek, you know, and then hold them to 2 touchdowns. You know, that would go a long way for whoever's making these rankings. All right, because they don't like FSU. Um, and I'll show you some examples of that. But yeah, I think that we should win easily. Now, I do want to touch since okay, I'm trying to sell you a game that I know we're gonna win, right? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about some things that are worrying me a little bit in our path. Trap games. We go to Pitt. Oh, Pitt's 1-4 FSU route. I know. I know that they're 1-4. And I know that a 3-3 NC State team beat us. Ruined our season before. Thanks, Mike Glennon. You know, I look, going to another team, and we've already said this, FSU is going to be everyone's Super Bowl this year. So I don't like that Pitt game. See, but we have to stomp it out right now in the Virginia Tech game. We have to go into Virginia Tech and dominate and set the tone for the rest of the year. If we do that, I think we'll be fine. The other games are games that worry me because I really don't like these teams. And you guessed it, I'm talking about Miami and Florida. Miami, 5 weeks through the season, let me tell you, buddy, they look legit. All right? They look legit. All right? And they're bumping in these recruiting rankings too. So that pisses me off, to be honest with you. Mario Cristobal, I don't know what he's doing down there. All right? But I want him to stop it. Do me a favor and stop, okay? So yeah, Miami, at least we got them at home. I think we're better than Miami. I do think with that we're better than Miami. If we come out and play 2 quarters of football, Miami's gonna beat us because we're not only are we their rival, but we are their Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying? Because we're in a different level right now. And then obviously UF at their place right after Thanksgiving. I despise the University of Florida. I don't like them. They are terrible this year. Let me tell you, they're bad. All right. Kentucky ran all over them. Okay, and they've got a guy on that line that's 415 pounds on that defensive line at Florida. and they ran through them and around them. Now, you guys are going to say, oh, well, Ray Davis is this, and the running back for Kentucky. Hats off to the kid. I love him. Ray Davis is this, and Ray Davis is that, and the SEC this. You guys got demolished. You guys got wrecked by Kentucky, and I told you that it was going to happen. Okay? So, Florida has a tendency of doing this, being absolutely terrible the entire year, and then they play like the '09 Gators, the '06 Gators when we play them. That's fine because it ain't gonna matter. All right, I'm telling you right now, we're gonna embarrass you in the swamp. All right, and I'm gonna take a shot at Florida whenever I can because I don't like you guys. All right, but that game does worry me. You know, just throwing it out there. Now let's transition into FSU national bias. You guys knew I was going to talk about it. You can call me a crying fan or why are you making a video about this? Because listen, the last time we played, we beat Clemson. They called it a close call. It was a close one. FSU better watch it. Georgia last Saturday, the number one team in the nation, number one, beat Auburn, who isn't ranked, 27-20. And they took the lead with 7 minutes left in the fourth. You know what they say that was? A good quality SEC win. What? What are you talking about? We watching the same thing? Well, obviously not. We're not watching the same thing. That's Auburn, man. They're not good. In the SEC, it's any given Saturday. For FSU, it's you better watch it. See, we have to go undefeated. Okay? We went on a 29-game winning streak from 13 and 14. You know how they rewarded us? They sent us to Pasadena to play Oregon in the Heisman Trophy winner, Marcus Mariota. Shout out to Marcus Mariota. Shout out to Jameis Winston. Jameis got to start playing better ball. But this is not an NFL podcast. So we're going to keep it on college. College, you couldn't touch the kid. But that's part of the national bias. Another thing. See, I script all my episodes so I don't forget nothing. Okay? We have to stop with this. The whole SEC should be ranked. Kirby Smart, the coach of the number one team in the nation, the coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, had the nerve to say that every SEC team should be ranked. Every team in the Southeastern Conference should be ranked. Newsflash, Kirby. 7 of the 14 teams in the conference are. Okay? But look at the ACC. 5 out of the 14 teams are ranked. Kirby. The SEC is just like everybody else, baby. Y'all ain't no better or no like y'all out of the 7 teams that are ranked, y'all got 3, hitters. Okay? And that changes from week to week. ACC, same thing. Duke just went toe-to-toe with Notre Dame. Okay? So let's cut this crap. See, I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. Let's cut this out, man. I can't believe you would say that. You know what I mean? Every team in it. Vandy's in the SEC. Vanderbilt is there. What you on, bro? What are you on? So that's a little bit of the FSU bias, man. I'm going to get off the FSU bias and I'm going to get on to more things that worry me going forward with FSU. Against Virginia Tech, we should come out and we should dominate the run game. We should establish the run game off the top, okay? Jordan Travis is shoulder, whichever one, left one, non-throwing. So we have to come out and pound the running game. If we can establish the running game, I got news for you, FSU fans. We are in trouble. We rushed for 22 yards against Clemson. Room 222. She say she 22. Come on, man. Listen, 22 yards against Clemson, we're not going to beat anybody rushing for another 22 yards in a game. Okay, so we need to establish our running game, right, and build off of that. And I'm pretty sure that we can do that. I'm almost certain that we can do that. We had an injury to Bless Harris, and the Bless Harris is one of our offensive tackles. We had injury to him in practice earlier this week. Don't ask me how. I know I ain't gonna give away my, but I think we should be able to establish that run. And if we don't, like I said, we'll probably win the game because Jordan we trust. He's not gonna let us lose. Tiger King himself ain't gonna let us lose. He's gonna just start throwing it up left and right, you know. But we're gonna be in some trouble going forward. If we were a one-dimensional team, that's why they ranked us so high. Not because of Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson and Jaheim Bell, but because of our ability to run the ball so effectively last year, on top of giving Jordan more weapons. One of my homies said, "You guys are the same team last year, except y'all are running the ball worse." And I immediately, obviously, nah, man, you tripping. I thought about it. I was like, man, you might be onto something, bro. You might be onto something. Long story short, we got to get our running game in order. If we do that, we're going undefeated. We're winning it all. All right. And then this shirt will be a national championship shirt. Okay. Next. Let's get to these picks, man. Last week I was balling with the picks. I'm telling you. Last week was a good week for me. Let me take some sip. Last week, let's go over my last week, what I got right. The games I picked that I got right. And the ones I got wrong. I don't care. I picked Utah over Oregon State. I picked Oregon State over Utah. They beat them. Oregon State beat them 21-7. So good job, Oregon State. I knew that Utah train was going to stop right there. I picked Kentucky over UF by 7, I think. 3, one of those. Kentucky beat them by 19. Good job, Gators. Good job. I knew this was coming. You guys kicked 5 field goals and a touchdown against Charlotte. Y'all don't have a good team in Gainesville, man. Y'all don't, okay? Let's see. I had SC, University of Southern California, over Colorado by 7 because, number one, Prime ain't going to let them get beat like that again, and they're at home. So I had them by 7. They ended up beating them by 6. I had LSU beating Ole Miss by 3. Ole Miss ended up spanking them by, I think. They didn't spank them. They just beat them by 6. 6 or 7, one of those. Yeah, 6 points. And then Notre Dame beat Duke. I wanted Duke to be undefeated for when we played them. Duke has a decent football team this year, man. Blue Devils, man. The Dukies. The Dukies have a good football team this year, man. But Notre Dame beat them by 7. Notre Dame, their time is coming. They always try to crown Notre Dame every year. I'm so sick of the fighting Irish. I wish someone would fight the Irish. The team, not the, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But yeah, they beat them by 7. Those are the games I got right and wrong. If I missed, I didn't miss by much. Here's my unconquered picks for this week. Virginia Tech versus FSU. 41-14 FSU. And as always, if FSU beats them by a score of 41-14, I'm not going to say you owe me. I'm just going to say act like you know me. All right? You know how it is. Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River rivalry. I have one of these upsets is going to hit, okay? And I think it's this one. 23-20 Oklahoma, horns down. Okay? This is another good game. LSU. And let me just Why is LSU still ranked? I'm looking at these notes. LSU is ranked number 23 in the nation, and it's crazy. They open the season, and listen, I'm an FSU guy. Obviously, my name is FSU Rob. But LSU is not a good team. I want them to be good for our sake, but they're embarrassing us. And you guys still haven't ranked. This is the SEC bias, the FSU bias I'm talking about. First game of the season, you guys told me that LSU was going to wreck us. What did we do? We ended up beating the brakes off of them right across the street in Orlando. Okay. Then they beat Arkansas. Then LSU beats Arkansas by 3. And then Ole Miss beats them by 6, you know, and they're still ranked. Anyway, LSU at Mizzou. I said all that to say that they're going to beat Missouri 28-14 in Missouri. Now watch LSU go up there and lay an egg. I have LSU beating Missouri 28-14 in the zoo. Now this is going to be a good one. Alabama at Kyle Field, Texas A&M. I know their coach very well, Jimbo Fisher. Look, Jimbo Fisher, Jimbo Swisher, Alabama 24-14. Okay. Um, you're not just this isn't the year that Nick Saban is going to lose 3 or 4 games. This isn't that year. Um, after they get the quarterback situation handled, they'll be fine. Kentucky versus Georgia. UGA is going to beat them 21-7. Okay, it's in Georgia. It's between the hedges. UGA beat them 21-7. Shout out to Ray Davis, the running back for the Kentucky Wildcats. But you won't have a damn near 300-yard day again. I mean, like I said, Florida is a bad team. Georgia is not, and I'll just leave it there. Let's see, man. Like I said, going forward, and I'll end on this. Going forward, FSU could very well go undefeated and win a national championship, right? We could do that. We also could lose to Miami and Florida. Okay, I'm just being honest. If we did that, I would cry. Okay, but I have faith in these boys, man. I really feel like we have yet to see the best from FSU. The I have yet to see it. Okay. Now I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I want everyone that's listening to this or watching this to stay blessed and always know that every day is FSU day for all you haters out there. It's FSU for all you haters out there. I'll holla at you. FSU Rob. We out.